Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Repentance, where today we're going to do a challenge. Challenge number 39, Isaac's Awakening, a repentance challenge, where we start off with a sword, a shield, and an item that allows us to carry rocks above our head for the full Link's Awakening experience. Although I guess I actually don't remember how you attack in Link's Awakening. I should have looked that up, at least at some point before this run. But we can use our item to throw rocks around, which is lovely. I believe I have shown this item off at least once before. The rocks that you throw are actually fairly effective at taking care of enemies. We have a gulp pill in our pill pool, so that's good. I think there's not going to be any item rooms, but there is going to be shops, so hopefully we can get some stuff out of that. We have a Curse of the Maze, and the sword that we get is really, really nice, so I'm hoping not to blow myself up against this champion. While we're at full red health, we throw these projectiles. I'm assuming that it is more like Link to the Past than it is Link's Awakening in terms of how the sword works, but genuinely I have forgotten, so if I'm wrong on that, that's fair enough. But with that in mind, I will just clear out this floor as much as I can, try to get as much stuff as possible. If you press the use button, like your use item button again, then you just drop it on the floor and you don't have to wait for the item to recharge. So that is obviously rather good. And we can get the bookworm transformation, which I'm actually not sure how that affects the sword, if it does at all. And while the Book of Secrets, or really any of these other books, is probably better, I'm just gonna go like this. You can also charge your attack and swing it around like that. And there is some other like little uses of the items here and there that are just kind of nice. I should probably at least try and break all the pots. I don't fully recall what was in my shop, and I don't recall it being too exciting. And it does recharge pretty quickly if you don't just press the use item button twice. But this works as well. Charge attacks, I believe, do a little bit more damage, and you can also poke enemies with it, so that's good. I'm not sure if you can... Yeah, that's like a proper Link to the Past poke right there, so I have to assume that it's probably more based on that. But you can attack pretty much as quick as you can press the button, so you can definitely deal a pretty decent chunk of damage. Ultimately, we are trying to defeat Mother. I have no idea where my secret room is. I think it can be either here or here, because I think there were basically no rocks here anyway, except let's just try this. We have one bomb. It was unfortunately not the right place. Could be worth to look for trapdoors as well. And I'm kind of curious if we get an Ayamera room on this floor, if we actually go in the right direction or not, but I have to assume we probably do. It's unfortunate that we can't get the boomerang right now because it would also be thematically appropriate, but I'll learn to live with that. A soul heart would have been nice as well, but you know what? That's fair enough. If need be, we can throw rocks at enemies and then we don't need to deal with any other problems, and I'm hoping that will just do. This weapon isn't great, in my opinion, during the Mother fight itself, and hopefully we're not going to find any issues during that. And it might be preferable to try and go for angel rooms as well. But I'm mostly also not 100% sure how this item works with things like brimstone and the like, and if it's worth taking those or if it just overrides it and just kind of destroys the challenge that way. Definitely meant to go into that curse room before picking up that half a soul heart, but that's fine. We can kill these enemies from a distance with those rocks if needed, but it didn't really seem to be too necessary. And we have a little bit of safety with that half a soul heart there, so that's also rather nice. The sword also deals a pretty decent chunk of damage. I think the like little projectiles don't deal a whole lot, but the sword itself, it actually is pretty strong, so it is pretty cool in that regard as well. We can get some extra money if needed with all these temperance machines, but I don't need the sharp plug in any stretch of the imagination. But I might get some extra money nonetheless, just for the sake of using up some of these red hearts on the floor. But I'll do that at the very end, so I can at least play it as safe as I can. The spin attack does go through rocks as well, which is nice, but otherwise we can just do this. These can contain the leech, I do believe, these buckets, so I should probably try and destroy them. But I am also a little worried about enemies jumping out of them, so I should be somewhat careful. Speed down kinda sucks. But fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, there can be enemies inside that. I need to not worry about those enemies because they're not going to do anything immediately. They just explode when they die, I do believe. So The gas clouds are obviously a little bit worrying, but nothing too terrible that we can't deal with. And we still have a soul heart remaining for this fight, which is good. So I'm just gonna chill here and mash the attack button while I run into him, and that clears the fight rather quickly. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip the devil deal for now and hope we get some good angel rooms. We get a devil card, which is not too terrible. We have one makes you small, which I don't mind either. There is a judgment card right here, which I think I'm just gonna use where I think a secret room could be. And we have plenty of hearts on this floor. 10 oh my god. Okay, never mind. That is more than enough money to deal with whatever comes our way, I think. 30 coins from one temperance machine with 3 hearts. That seems fairly unlikely, but I will take that. Let's just use this random pillow as well. I don't think Tears Down affects me at all. Except for my charge attack. The charge attack is significantly slower now, as you can see, but for the rest of it, that is not that big of a deal, so I don't mind that. Not sure where my super secret or my regular secret room would be actually, because I think it could be up here. So I'm actually just gonna do that. Immediately after doing that, I was like, I should have just done that on the next floor. But you know what? That's okay. At least now we know that our secret room is not over there, so that's good. I don't think there were any tinted rocks on this floor, at least none that I could see, but I'm always not very good at seeing these super special rocks, so I will just go through all of this real quickly. I could actually play this for a second to try and get some bombs. That's not a bomb, unfortunately. Or that would actually not be terrible either. Being effectively immune to flies, I don't mind that, but we would have to win at least once, and so far, we cannot win anything. Maybe coins? Nope, not even coins. Yeah, not exactly impressive payout so far, just keys, which is the one thing that I don't need as much. Let's just try it until I reach like 15 coins or that. Yeah, I'll take that. It is part of the Lord of the Flies transformation, and as such it will help us maybe get flight somewhere along the way if we manage to get 2 more of those items, but I feel like that's fairly unlikely. Let's just do that for a little bit more. Check out the shop one last time, and then I will just be on my way. I forgot where I put that card, but I think it is in my boss room, so that's fine. And with all that done, let us move forward. We have a poop on our head, which will bring us luck for the travels to come, I would say. And with that, gotta watch out for the tears that come out of the stinky buckets. But perhaps we can get that leech, get a little bit of healing going. Some enemies came out of that in a way that I did not anticipate, so I'm happy that worked out. And let's go keep on moving forward. Yeah, definitely probably should have kept that judgment card for this floor in particular, so we would have had that extra angel room chance, but that one's on me, I suppose. I always feel a little bit uncomfortable about the tears falling down, but we've managed to survive this day. I do believe we need to do the lost portion of this floor as well to get those knife pieces, but we'll see that in a second, because I think the trapdoor down will just be closed if we don't have the knife piece yet, so we'll have to deal with that when we deal with it. I suppose if you don't know about the knife pieces, then this challenge becomes significantly more confusing. But I guess you do need to actually beat Mother before you even unlock this challenge. So it's unlikely that you're not going to know about the knife pieces and somehow beat Mother at the same time, I suppose. So it's all fair enough. Because I think there might be some other ways to break those, to get to Mother, but I'm not 100% sure if something like Dad's Key would work. Extra damage I actually don't mind. We already got a speed down, which I'm not loving. But I'm hoping it's going to work out. That is some extra trinket space. The battery I don't think really does anything for me. But I'll take the extra trinket space and maybe the bomb as well. Because I think that could end up being useful. Piggy bank or a question mark item. I don't hate... Wait, an item room. Oh, right, of course it's an item room, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to... Yeah. So, you know, I'm gonna risk it. Stigmata, not bad, damage up. And also an extra heart container, so that is wonderful. But yeah, if there's no item room, then you wouldn't be able to get the knife piece, and I suppose that's not ideal either. I should probably check what my boss is, but I was kind of hoping to maybe get like an extra bomb or something so I can look for a secret room. So I think that's exactly what we're going to do. I'm also going to go into my curse room real quick. Not touch that baby and die is the plan. We did get an extra bomb there, so that's good. We're going to stop being the last upon that happening. So, because we cleared the room there. There's not going to be a secret room over there, so there's a decent chance it's going to be next to the curse room. Depending on the mirror room next to it, I suppose. Also, I should remember I could just get that fool's gold as well. I believe you can also pick up items with your sword also, so that's pretty nice. That's a large quantity of bombs, and that does make life a little bit less complicated. I don't need to go for angel statues, obviously, because I'm not going for Mega Satan, but for some reason I did have in my mind that I needed bombs for that. That is not the worst boss in the world. As you can see, dies pretty quickly, and we got an angel room, so that is very good. Bunch of money. What's in our angel room? It is yet another shield. There's also a pretty substantial amount of blue flames here, so let's take care of some of these. Very good. But now if I attack twice, I'm going to shoot that shield effect. I believe if we go over here, the trapdoor is indeed closed, so we will have to actually deal with that. But with the way that my attacks currently work, we're going to see this happen a lot, because it's just gonna happen every time I attack twice, so I don't mind that. I think the shield blocks more or less everything, so it's not bad for sure. And I think I'll do the boss in the mirror dimension as well, just because of the boss that it is. Really, it's not a very difficult boss fight, as you saw. The boss died more or less instantly there, so I'm not too concerned about that. This is not too worrying as this character either. The Fool's Gold, interestingly enough, is also on this side of the floor, which I thought there was some things that were there on the other side as well, but I thought it was only in the room with the mirror in it and not just under the floor in general, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that front. Gotta look at this damage against this boss though. Having any damage up during this run is just so nice. This is tempting just because it gets me closer to the Spun transformation. It was another speed down, which I'm not happy with. It was also a health down, which I don't actually care that much about. The speed down in particular is getting pretty damn rough, but simultaneously, if we just have the health for it in the end, then it doesn't really matter too much. Most of my attacking is going to be like very close to the enemies anyway, and I have a large amount of shields available, so I'm kind of hoping that's going to end up working out in my favor. Shot speed up. I'm not sure if this affects me in any way, but I have a lot of trinket space, so I might as well take it, I suppose. And let's get this tinted rock. I think that tinted rock was there on the other side as well, so maybe it is just fully mirrored these days. If it wasn't always fully mirrored and I just never really noticed it, which is also equally possible. Let's get this. We should maybe be able to get another shopkeeper with coins in his eyes. Yes, indeed. Another 5 coins. We should be good on money at least. Might as well eat this trinket, I suppose. I don't know if it really has any positive effects, and it's unfortunate that now we're finally getting gulp pills during a challenge where you can't actually unlock anything other than challenge unlockables, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. I'm trying to get away from that troll bomb as if it matters because we have that holy mantle effect, but that's okay. And with that, let us slowly mosey along towards the next floor. There is a trinket in my shop, but I believe that is the matchstick, so let's just leave that alone. I actually don't mind having the devil card for the mother fight, like carrying it all the way there, because damage is so important during that fight. It does make life so much easier if you can just attack a lot quickly, so that is tempting to try and keep for as long as possible. Another one of these, Necronomicon and Homing. I don't think Homing does anything for me. It makes me really purple. So that's cool. It does, yeah, it does make the color of my sword really cool. So that is an important detail. But I think that might be the only thing it does. So maybe not. I cannot carry that rock, unfortunately. I figured I'd have to try it at least once, but unfortunately it was not to be. Watch out for these enemies, but as long as we can kill these spiders without getting close to them, that is no problem. That's tempting. I should do this, actually, because those red chests could be really good. If there is an angel room in there, or something like a teleportation to an angel room or something like that, that would be lovely. Definitely tempted to try and go for that. The shield is more or less taking care of business here, so that is wonderful. Also, I opened up one of the chests with my sword without really intending to, so I do need to be somewhat careful about that. A lot of troll bombs in this room, but the sword keeps them away. And just more troll bombs. Well, fair enough, I guess. Nothing really too exciting so far, but I figured it was worth the attempt at least. 3 keys is not a great amount of keys to try and go into a room like that. 4 keys, though, that makes it a little bit more tempting. I should probably check this. Not there, really. Yeah, if it's still left over there, that'd be lovely, but I'm not expecting it. Kill these before one of them revives, and when they're all dead, they all disappear. And let's check out our shop. That's tempting to get that cube of meat for sure. Not sure if it's worth the health, but I wouldn't hate it. That's all I'm saying about that one. My secret room might be there actually. Yeah, it actually is. Wow. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I want to deal with potato peeler. Giving it some thought, I feel like that's probably not worth the health. I feel like health is probably going to be more important than the meat cubes. I mean, you do get a little bit of a damage up every time you use it as well, but it's not an ideal sacrifice, and the amount of damage you're actually getting isn't that impressive. So it does become a little bit less worthwhile for sure. But other than that, let's just keep moving on. We're probably fighting Great Gideon in a second, judging from the size of the room. And I guess I'll just check out, now that I have 5 keys, just check out that one room over there with the 2 locks on it. That could be good. Oh, it's some bombs. And another gulp pill, and another one makes you small. I guess I'll take this. There's no trinkets on this floor, so I think we're just gonna leave the gulp pill alone this time around, but yeah, fair enough. Might be worthwhile to check out all these rocks. I didn't really check for tinted rocks once again because, I don't know, lately I've just been lazy with it. Maybe it's just today that I'm being a little bit lazy about it, but just not really doing it. I'm gonna take one of these rocks with me. To the Great Gideon. There we go. Easily taken care of. My shield will deal with these bones pretty easily as well, so that's wonderful. Gotta watch out for some of these, and I think there is indeed an enemy that is spawning those bombs, unfortunately. So we gotta go in front of the Great Gideon, which I never really love doing because I always feel a little bit insecure about that. There was a tinted rock there with a blue spider inside. That's why that blue spider just dropped a soul heart at random. So that is wonderful. I thought I saw a tinted rock in the top left of the room, and there was indeed one, but I figured I'd deal with it later, but the game made me deal with it just suddenly, so fair enough, I suppose. God, the shield is actually so good, though. It actually does stop so much damage if you pretty much actively have to keep it in front of you anyway. Well, that's about that, I think. I don't really want to go into my curse room, so let's just keep moving on. Shame about the gulp pill that we cannot take with us, unfortunately, but we'll just have to live with it. And fight our way forward. Should probably destroy every mushroom that comes our way, because there could be items inside, or trinkets like that. Don't really care about the trinket, because it can be a speed down, I believe. If it becomes like one of the odd mushrooms, the one that gives you more damage and a health container, but it doesn't give you the good stuff. Should be a little careful with that, but so far so good. This is effectively a free bomb, so I'll just leave that there. That's a lot of enemies, but they all disappear when I touch the button. And let's see if we can find a shopkeeper somewhere on this floor before Going into the boss room, we have a large quantity of bombs available. That is a fork, which, if we find another gulp pill, I will definitely use that as quick as I can, because that just gives me a little bit more health to work with. Probably not going to be the most impressive sense of regeneration, but specifically for like temperance machines, it could be pretty good because you only heal red hearts with it. That is greed. I'm just going to charge up an attack for once. I should probably be doing that more with this weapon, but I do like just mashing the attack button and going as quick as I can because it is undeniably effective. So I will just keep doing that if I can. I just realized that I haven't actually pressed any other buttons yet, and I'm not sure if I've seen any others even. But if there have been others, I definitely missed them. And I think if I place it over here... Not a secret room. Haven't found my secret room yet either for once. Rather than just bombing walls after already finding it, as I frequently do. And I can actually enter a variety of places here with the amount of bombs that we have at our disposal, so that is lovely. I will open up that challenge room later because otherwise it's just going to close up again as I leave the room. Several soul hearts, health down. One makes you larger. Well, our pill pool is very varied at least, so there is some choices to be made in that. I don't love the health down, but that's fair enough, I guess. And that is extra damage, which I will just take without even thinking about it. I just ran in there immediately. Because I do truly believe that any damage up is just going to make life significantly easier. So anything like that, I will just happily take and not worry about life too much. That one is going to explode horizontally and vertically. So I do need to be somewhat careful about that, but other than that, no worries at all. Even though we got that health down pill, my health is still in a decent state at least, so that's fine. And whatever opens from this point on in terms of Devil Deal or Angel Room, I will just enter because there's no real point in not going into one of them, I think. I guess I never really tried to check if your Angel Room chance becomes... Well, if your Devil Deal chance becomes 0 if you skip another Angel Room. I definitely just bombed the wall even though I've already found everything. But I guess I can figure that out if I just don't go into the room once it opens. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter too much, I suppose. That is the last button that I needed to press. There could have very well been a super secret room over there, so I might actually check that out real quick in a second because I have 18 bombs. But there's also a couple other places that are worth checking, I would argue. Are you a wizard? I don't think that affects... It does! Oh, that's annoying. Fair enough. Actually didn't know that. And with this, we can pick up this soul heart with relative ease as well. Well, I'm just gonna wait for this to run out, I think, because this could be a little bit too detrimental, I do think, but... Other than that, we have nothing to worry about too much. I'm not picking up this trinket, I'm not really sure why. It doesn't really matter too much, but... I don't know, I'd rather not eat it by accident than have like a horrible situation. I'm not sure if I'm placing these bombs correctly, but that's fine. I'm gonna say that I did and just move on because I don't really want to spend more time looking for my super secret room. That I already found as well. Yeah, it's one of, you know, sometimes you find something and then you're like, well, what if there's another one? And even though you need like very specific items for that to happen, what if I'm just blessed? You know, could happen. Unlikely, but probably technically not impossible. We unfortunately lose our sword for this particular segment, but I'm sure we'll find a way to cope with this as we get our second knife piece in a second. It is surprisingly dark in here. I feel like maybe it's just because I'm playing in the middle of the day that I'm having a little bit of difficulty seeing, but I guess on the way back it's going to be filled entirely with lava and things anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. It's still a little annoying. I would like to see just a little bit more. But there you go. There is my vision. Watch out for these spikes. I watched out, then I didn't, and then, you know, hesitation makes you take damage during this sequence more than anything else, I would say. So let's just play this confidently and as if we are not making any mistakes. And then we should be okay. So far the rooms have been fairly kind, so I can appreciate that. This is a little tedious, but nothing we can't handle. That Could have been dangerous, but it worked out. This is a little precarious, but nothing impossible. Have to take a bomb in that direction, though. That would be a smart idea. God, that's pretty far away. Do I really have to do that? I guess. Yeah, fair enough. That's surprisingly tricky. Usually there's a lot less close, I feel. But yeah, fair enough. Come on. There you go. You do have quite a lot of room to move with during this. Like, way more than you would anticipate when you see what's happening here. Take the key. And move on. We're nearly through. Get that key as well, just for good measure, I think. I'm not sure if we need it, but it probably doesn't hurt to have it. There we go. Open the lock. And we are just about done with this nasty situation. We have our sword back, our speed is back to garbage numbers, and we are ready to fight a boss. Which boss is it going to be? I'm guessing the Tough Twins, or whatever they're called, the ones that are like rock snakes. That's my assumption, at least, judging from the room. And indeed, the Tough Twins tis. There can only be so many bosses in such a selection of rooms, I do believe, so easy to figure out before actually entering. I picked up that bomb without realizing it, so I threw it away immediately. Let's just create a small route for us here. There we go. If you just hit, then everything's okay. The door opens immediately, we get spun, we get speed up, we get tears up. Overall, pretty much perfect, I would argue. We get flight, which is obviously not bad. Plus we get to be a little ghost, which is always fun. Little ghost wearing a hat. Does make me feel a little bit more confident in my abilities after all, so let's just take this added positivity and move on. I do believe the sword beams will basically come out of my sword, provided I have full red health, so actually having low red health available right now isn't too big of a deal. The shield unfortunately does not block brimstone attacks, but I guess we'll be okay even if it doesn't. It's a little tempting to go for that curse room, but alternatively I could also just run into a ball and chain and just take damage that way and not get anything for it. So really, I think I've made the right choice there. This is, I mean, if you don't have flight, you can still do this. But still, it's nice to do this with flight for sure, especially since you need to mess with bombs usually as well. It could get a real mess for sure. Let's just move this out of the way. I'm struggling to pick up this rock, and that was unfortunately my undoing there in terms of not taking damage. But fair enough. There should be another shop on this floor, I do believe, and the one on the next floor as well. Since we have seen greed already, the odds of another greed are not against us, so that's good. There is the shop, as I mentioned. I might want to visit my secret room first, though, just to see if we can get like a super greed or something like that, but I am a little concerned I'm going to run into more silly sources of damage, and I'm hoping I can avoid that. There we go. That is not greed. It is a secret room that I can do some stuff with, though. We can try to increase our devil deal chance. Because we're not going for the beast, the boss is just going to be a boss, and there's going to be a potential devil deal ranger room as well, so let's just see what we can get. That is a horse pill that we have not identified. This could be horrendous, could be amazing. And there you go. It was horrendous. I'm not sure if the I'm excited is different when it's a horse pill, but I'm hoping it's not. We are going to find out together today. But I will just take my time as we're progressing through this. There is a chance that it's just going to activate a few more times than usual, but there's also a chance nothing happens, so I'm not overly concerned. Strength is almost certainly going to be better than the devil card. Oh boy, look at how quick these are going. And let's just quickly deal with this boss. The Visage. With the Chariot card, it does make life a little bit simpler, I suppose. Let's just see how much damage we can deal with that. Pretty decent chunk of damage there, I would argue. And just focus on the heart up close there. More damage. We're actually getting so much damage in this run. It's kind of unreal. Very happy about that. There is still some red hearts on this floor, so we'll actually just heal up with that. And afterwards we can simply be on our way. I could blow up a couple things here as well, since we do have the bombs for it. And there could be soul hearts in there technically. And there can also just be red hearts in here to solve the problems I was having, so all in all, not too worrying. And with that, with my weird upside down baby, I am ready to keep on going. I think this is pretty much as good as we're gonna get for this challenge as well. I can't actually go down with a rock in my hand. That's unfortunate. But you can be pretty unlucky with the drops here, and I feel like we have been pretty damn lucky this time around, I'm not gonna lie. This is a little bit worrying, but well, nothing can really get close to me with the amount of damage that I'm dealing, so I'm not really that concerned. But this sword can either be really good or just horrendous, so I'm happy that we're having a run where it's not too bad. Even though this thing deals pretty decent damage, I do feel like it can be very tricky to use if your build is just not up to it, so yeah. But it does also help if you can mash reasonably quickly, because effectively how quickly you mash depends your your damage depends on how quickly you can mash, really, so it is a pretty important part of this challenge in particular. I don't really need more money at this stage because we're only going to find one more shop, but maybe it's like a really big one with 4 items in it that I want, so might as well take the money as if it's there. So we could technically still get money equals power anyway, so it's probably going to be worthwhile to check anything anyway. Luck up, not terrible. Humbling bundle, sure. I'll take the 5 bombs as well. Another pill that we have already eaten, but it's part of the puberty and the adult transformation, so it might as well, I suppose. And let's just go into this dice room for a 5. I could restart the floor. Not even a terrible idea to try and get another boss room item, but I kind of feel like my build is good enough as it is. So I'm not really too worried about that. And instead I will just move on. Press the button. Do love me some red buttons because it clears everything so well. A super secret room awaiting for us with the potential for more soul hearts, but I think we're good on that front. Look at how quickly things are dying though. I will take that. Like, that's just so nice to have a build like this where as long as you just get damage, you're probably going to be okay during this challenge, except for maybe the mother fight. The first time I did this challenge, I actually died during the mother fight as well, so it can be deceptively difficult really, but let's move on. I'm going to charge my attack for the foot right here, and then hope that we can just... Wow, that's actually so quick. Wow, that was actually kind of unreal how fast that went, so fair enough. Master Manual. We definitely already have the Bookworm transformation, so there's no real point in getting this. Plus I do want to keep what I currently have, so let's just do this. Fight Mom's Heart. Yeah, that damage is completely okay. A little bit worried about this phase, but we do have a large amount of shields, so I'm hoping that'll just defend us. And for the most part it did. We took 1 heart of damage. The item unfortunately disappears. I just wanted to make sure that if you don't pick up the item it doesn't stay here, and indeed it's just gone. But there is a tinted rock here that I haven't picked up yet, with a chest inside with this thing. Might as well take it because I have the trinket space anyway. My trinkets, not really that interesting for what my build currently is, I suppose, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Several chests and a luck up plus a soul heart just sitting in the corner, which I will take. Infinite bombs. We do need to do 2 more floors before we're done, but so far things are looking rather swimmingly. Wheel of Fortune. Could blow that up. Could be something good inside there. There's a bunch of little eggs here. Every time I enter a room like this, I get confused because I forget about that enemy type because it only really shows up here. But that does happen more frequently than I care to admit. An Emperor card would be really nice, actually. What's this? Hermit. That's less nice. But an Emperor card or a World card or something like that, that would be really lovely. Really, mapping's the only thing this build is missing, I would argue, and that's okay. I should probably try to pick up rocks more often and just try to throw them at enemies, but rocks like these can also explode into tears and just hurt me instead, so that's not ideal. That's a lot of enemies in this room right here, but Nothing we can't handle, I don't think. There is a rune there, a Perthro rune, which could be good. Kind of forgot to mash there for the potential Devil Deal or Angel rune that we could still get. Another strength card, that's also obviously great. Just gonna stick to big rooms for now because I feel like it's more likely to lead to the right direction at the end of the day. And as long as I can just mash, then we should be fine here. My health is getting a little bit lower, but not anywhere close to a dangerous point, so that is good. And there is the boss room indeed, so that is lovely. We took another bit of damage there, but this time we took red heart damage, which we can just get back. Teardrop Charm. Luck-based tear effects happen more often. I'm not sure if we have luck-based tear effects, if I'm honest. And also, I should probably look for my secret room or something like that. But simultaneously, I'm just a little lazy right now. So let's see if we can finish this run up nice and quick. There is the Scourge. I will just use the Strength card immediately because I'm not great at this boss fight. And just get rid of that boss immediately there. No Devil Deal. There is Mom's Lipstick, which I don't really care about too much, so I might just re-roll that with the Perthro. And then I'll come back for the Strength card that is in the bottom left of that room before moving on to the final floor of this challenge. Perthro. Fair enough. It's another red heart. Don't mind that at all. I guess I might as well take this instead of the lockpick thing because I'm not really gonna be in any trouble of running out of keys or bombs. So I'll just take that as is and move on. I definitely should be looking for my secret room and super secret room and stuff like that, but as I said, I'm just not really up to it right now, so let's just move on and see if we can finish this challenge. Once again, sticking to the big rooms as much as needed. And I am shooting some tears occasionally, so maybe I do have some kind of luck effect. No, it's my follower. I just haven't really noticed my follower up until this point because he wasn't... His tears weren't as visible was really the main thing, but now I have this fish. Like this tongue fish, I think it might be. Yeah, that's a pretty good looking follower. Oh, that's wonderful. I do like that one. I will consider that one my friend for the rest of this run. Gotta watch out for the worrying things, but nothing too bad so far. Would like to get a red heart somewhere along the line, but if not, that's fine too, I suppose. But it would be nice if we can keep that bone heart filled until the end of the run here. Surprised not to get anything out of any of that. I could also just use my my item, of course, but I feel like bombs are just a little bit quicker at dealing with what I'm trying to do here. These enemies usually die fairly quickly, plus I have flight, so the creep doesn't matter. There's an I'm excited pill, which is there. And these enemies don't really do too much either because I have flight, so no worries. I don't think they actually deal damage ever. They just try and drag you towards them, which I guess if you touch them, they'll deal damage, but that doesn't count. Doesn't count in my book. There is the secret room with a super greed inside. Nice to get that out of the way. Just get those 25 extra coins for good luck. And a very much a dead end, but at least now we know, I suppose, that there is a dead end over there. Might as well check for a super secret room while I'm at it. Unfortunate. And no tinted rocks to be seen by my eyes, so let's just keep moving on. Yeah, these enemies do take a couple hits, especially the champions, I assume, but still pretty doable. No worries there just yet. Ooh, it's a golden battery. So apparently if you take a golden battery, you charge up your active item, but you also take a heart of damage, and since I have no need to charge up my active item, I'm just not going to touch it. I don't know if you can even grab it if your item is fully charged anyway, but I'm not even going to risk it. This is a challenge that I'd like to do exactly once. Even though it is pretty fun. It is like its own little unique thing, but from that point on I'm not really interested in doing it again, so I'd rather just get this out of the way as consistently as I can, I suppose. And so far, things are looking okay. I'd like to keep it that way for sure. There we go. One more chance for a super secret room right here, and if it's not here, we'll just move on. Very good. 2 black sacks, a couple of black hearts. Balls of Steel, that would have been a decent one to take with me, but I think the Strength card is still going to outplay it. I'll use Strength the moment I take one hit of damage, because at that point I will still get a little bit of healing out of it as well, so that is obviously quite nice. Don't love this attack too much, but again, we do have some shields available, and I'd rather have this than the like more weird attacks, I suppose, where you actively have to dodge very worrying things, so no worries there. I guess that is probably the attack I would like to have the most. This one, probably a close second though. There we go, first phase already done. This is actually a really strong build. I mean, I guess my damage is 11, which with this sword is more like 30 or something, because it deals a pretty decent chunk of damage there. But I didn't expect this build to be quite this good, but I'm very happy it is. This is a little precarious, but nothing too worrying. A lot of tears coming my way. We actually took our first hit of damage, so let's use that strength card to increase our damage by 6. Very strong build this. Like, I genuinely struggled the first time I did this challenge on my regular save, and now I feel like I'm dealing so much damage and I have so much extra shielding as well that it's pretty much free, but we're not done yet. I guess I also just have a little bit more experience with this boss in general, so I kind of know roughly where to stand, which is obviously rather helpful. During this, I am just going to mash through it though and hope that I don't take too much damage, and the boss fight is already over. Very good. Very strong build this. I got so many damage ups from boss rooms and the like, so I'm very happy how that went. And with that, we unlock the Spirit Sword. So now that item can actually appear in Angel Rooms, I believe, and it is it's fun. So hopefully we can see a little bit more of that in future runs. But that also concludes this video. We have done our first Repentance challenge there, so that's nice. We got yet another challenge out of the way, and slowly but surely making progress on that. I hope you enjoyed it so far. Next time we play, I'll do another run as another character, and I hope to see you all there. Bye bye.